Hey guys, this is Brooke Beason. I'm in Miss Rankin's American Federal Government class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 o'clock. I'm going to be going over what we did last week. Last week we covered chapter 4. We had, she has our notes, so make sure that you got them to be able to look over them. The way that I study, whenever I'm studying for a quiz or a test or anything like that, and you can transfer this to any other classes, not just this specific class, but for this class, I'll read through all of my notes once, and then I'll kind of break it up. So like, say that I was doing, I'll show you. Say that I was doing, with this class, I would just read all of this and then I would break it up into sections. So what I would do is I would read these few sections a few times. After I read it through once, I would read these 3 paragraphs right here and make sure I understood it all and make sure I can comprehend it and everything like that, and then I would just go through and then do these 3 paragraphs and then this paragraph and then go through the definitions and stuff like that. So what I mainly do is break it up, because that's just what works for me, is I'll read it through once and just kind of get like an overall view. If I don't understand it, it's kind of like, okay, now I'm going to go into more depth and then study the actual material and actually study it and try to commit it to memory. I love flashcards. Those it really works for me is to have flashcards, especially on definitions, which Ms. Rankin gives us definitions. And so if you want to, you could just, since they're in like little lines and it's just like a definition line, you could just cut it out of your notes and then have just little strips of paper, so you don't even have to write a flashcard. But I like flashcards, and I'll just quiz myself, just go through them every night before bed or in the morning before you get ready, or after you get ready, during getting ready, whatever you want to do. That really works for me, is flashcards and just going over them. And so that's what I usually do to study. So you can try that and see if that works for you. Last week, real quick, I'm just going to go over some of the material that we covered last week over chapter 4. We went over the Bill of Rights in the 14th Amendment and selective incorporation. Going right there. She really, what's the word, emphasized on the freedom of speech, press, assembly, religion, just kind of know the differences of what is covered in the Bill of Rights, what's not, that kind of stuff. Free assembly, know that some restrictions are allowed based on national security or disruptions to daily life. So kind of just know like what is okay and what isn't okay with the free assembly, like where it's okay to assemble and protest or whatever, and where it's not okay. So be sure to know that. Government can place time, manner, and restrictions on that. So like she said, she gave an example. If you're going to have a protest with this many people, then you have to let the government know if it's a big protest. Like, say you have like 5,000 people and then 25,000 people show up. That's not good. They have to know like how many people are going to come and stuff like that. That's under free assembly. Going over, there we go. The amendments. What I like to do with the amendments, I'm going to zoom in so you can see them a little bit better here. No, with the amendments, what I like to do is, again, with flashcards, not cards, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th. 4th is search and seizure. 5th, self-incrimination. 6th is counsel, and 8th is bail. What I like to do on amendments as well is write them on flashcards and kind of like take a little, like how she did here. She highlighted search and seizure, and that's hard to say, search and seizure, and said the actual amendment. So it's like you have those few little words that you can think, oh, the 6th Amendment, oh, that's counsel. And so you associate those words with it, and then you can remember, oh yeah, that's what this is, and then you can actually say, you have the right to be represented by an attorney and can demand to speak first with an attorney before responding to questions from law enforcement officials. So you can kind of just associate this number with this one word, and then once you associate it, it's like, oh yeah, that's what it means. So that's what I like to do. Again, that's just kind of a little quick thing of what we went over last week and some study tips that I like to use. Make sure you come to class. We talk a lot in class about some stuff, about this stuff. Like we go over the notes, we go over the slideshows. So come to class, make sure that you don't just sleep in or be lazy. Always come to class, use a pencil and take some notes, highlight on the notes if she really emphasizes one thing over another. And like I said, I'm in the NASNATI Center, 3rd floor of the Ollie Center. Mondays from 2:30 to 7, Tuesdays from 1 to 7, and Fridays from 1 to 4. So if you have any other questions, let me know. If you want to contact us, email the NASNATI Center, and that's at nasnti@carlalbert.edu. So if you have any other questions, just let me know.